Gary on Thacker, and welcome to the 3rd annual The Best of the Year Awards, or for short, TBFOTYA. Just in case you're unaware, the Best of the Year Awards is where I compile every film I've seen this year into different categories, all leading up to the Best Film of the Year award. Now, if there is a film and or series that is not present here, then that means I probably didn't see it, because unfortunately, I don't have the time or money to see every single film that is released. But we have 33 films here today, and I'd say that's a pretty good number. So without any further ado, let's begin the Best of the Year Awards 2024. We're starting off with Best Horror Film. The nominations for Best Horror Film are The First Omen, Abigail, A Quiet Place Day 1, Alien Romulus, Beetlejuice, and the winner is Alien Romulus.
Whatever comes, we'll face it together.
Let's go.
Impact event in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alien Romulus not only took the Alien franchise back to its roots, giving us a classic Alien film, but it was also a fantastic horror film, with amazing practical effects, which make the xenomorphs feel real. This one has you on the edge of your seat, with suspenseful, bloody, grotesque alien goodness, and with compelling characters that you actually want to see survive and succeed. With stunning visuals, Alien Romulus is a shoo-in for Best Horror Film of 2024. Next we have the nominations for Best Comedy. The nominations for Best Comedy are Argyle, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, Abigail, The Fall Guy, Deadpool and Wolverine, Beetlejuice, Saturday Night, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and the winner is Deadpool and Wolverine.
Boys are so silly.
This is what I'm talking about. Big slow motion action sequence. Who knows if you live or die? Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
Deadpool and Wolverine was a lot of things. A good comic book movie, a sign in the right direction for Marvel, fan service galore, and above all, a very funny comedy. Well, yes, the jokes and gags may not be the best quality-wise, they had me and many others laughing till our stomachs hurt. The comedy in Deadpool and Wolverine is simple, easy, often fourth wall breaking, very meta, and sometimes straight up stupid, but still very funny. And better yet, the comedy is balanced well with the action, emotional moments, and the story in general. It never loses itself in the comedy. Deadpool and Wolverine is a shoo-in for Best Comedy of 2024. Next we have the nominations for Best Drama. The nominations for Best Drama are Dune Part 2, The First Omen, Furiosa Mad Max Saga, A Quiet Place Day 1, Here, Gladiator 2, The Lord of the Rings The War of the Rohirrim, and the winner is Furiosa Mad Max Saga.
The darkest of angels. The question is, do you have it in you to make it epic?
Furiosa Mad Max Saga is a truly heartbreaking story of one Furiosa. Her story before Mad Max Fury Road is so emotional and incredibly well done. You feel for this character and all the pain and struggle she goes through throughout the film. From the very beginning to the very end, you're on her side rooting for her. The world of Mad Max has always been a tragic one, but I'm tempted to say Furiosa might be the most tragic of them all. You'll walk into the theater to see Furiosa somebody, and you'll walk out somebody else. Furiosa Mad Max Saga is a shoo-in for Best Drama of 2024. Next we have the nominations for Best Action Film. The nominations for Best Action Film are Argyle, Godzilla x Kong the New Empire, The Fall Guy, Furiosa Mad Max Saga, Deadpool and Wolverine, Twisters, Alien Romulus, Gladiator 2, The Lord of the Rings The War of the Rohirrim, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And the winner is Furiosa Mad Max Saga.
Where are you going? So full of hope. There is no hope.
If you find him, he's mine.
There will always be war, but to get home, Furiosa fought the world.
Remember me.
Furiosa snags herself another win, and a win well earned. Well, yes, Furiosa Mad Max Saga was a soul-crushing emotional experience. It also has some stunning and solid action sequences. While it may not look on par with Fury Road, which is very common in Hollywood nowadays, the action sequences in Furiosa were thrilling and flowed incredibly well. You can't tell where the action is going to go or even when it's about to begin. The Mad Max films are often considered some of the best action films of all time, and Furiosa Mad Max Saga continues this. Furiosa Mad Max Saga is a shoo-in for Best Action Film of 2024. Next we have the nominations for Best Comic Book Movie. The nominations are Deadpool and Wolverine, and the winner is Deadpool and Wolverine.
Whoever you think I am. You got the wrong guy.
You were always the wrong guy. Till you weren't.
Are you ready? Fuck yeah, I'm ready. I'm the Wolverine.
I wish I could say this win was well earned, but this film didn't have a lot of great competition. But even if it would have had better competition, I still think it would have won. Deadpool and Wolverine is not only a big step forward for the MCU, but was a great send-off to the Fox X-Men universe. You can tell the people working on this film really respected those films, and wanted to honor them, while still giving people a comic book movie that will go down in history as legendary, with good comedy, action, and of course, great fan service. Deadpool and Wolverine was nerd-tastic, and is a shoo-in for Best Comic Book Movie of 2024. Next are the nominations for Best Animated Film. The nominations for Best Animated Film are Inside Out 2, The Wild Robot, The Lord of the Rings The War of the Rohirrim, and the winner is The Wild Robot.
Sometimes, to survive, we must become more than we were programmed to be. I will protect all of you.
You are ordered to return home.
I am already home, and I am a wild robot.
The Wild Robot, based on the book of the same name, it's a very simple but truly incredible, beautiful story that made people cry, laugh, and just gaze in awness. Beautiful is the perfect word to describe this movie. That can be used to refer to its story, but also its animation, which is some of the best that's ever grazed my eyes. The Wild Robot is what every animated film should strive to be. It's a film that doesn't hold back, and therefore makes it a great film for kids, adults, and everyone in between. The third year in a row, and this award has gone to DreamWorks, Nickelodeon, and DreamWorks again. Disney, step up your game. The Wild Robot is a shoo-in for Best Animated Film of 2024. Next, we have the nominations for Best Musical. Now, I do want to clear some things up. Last year, there was an award for Best Musical, and it was a new category, and it didn't go over amazingly with everyone. But I think the problem with that is that only one film was nominated, and I only saw one musical that year, that being Wonka. So a new rule for TBFOTYA, I have to see at least 2 films from the genre for that category to count. So for example, Best Claymation / Stop Motion Movie is in a category this year, because I haven't seen a Claymation / Stop Motion movie this year. And Best Video Game Movie is also not a category this year, as the only video game movie I saw this year was Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And this year I did see 3 musicals. And musicals can offer a wide variety of film. They could be comedy, action, drama, horror, anything in between. So I feel like some people knock off musicals just because they're musicals. But they should be respected, as every form of film should be. The nominations for Best Musical are Wicked. And the winner is Wicked.
Don't be afraid.
I'm not afraid. It's the wizard who should be afraid of me.
Like Deadpool and Wolverine, Wicked didn't have the best of competition. But even if it did have better competition, I still think it would have probably won. The music in Wicked is incredibly well written and incredibly powerful. It helps move the story along in a way that feels natural, it doesn't feel forced. It doesn't halt the movie whenever it happens. It helps develop the characters in ways that, while yes, could be done through simple exposition, this is a fun way to do exposition. The musical numbers themselves are extremely well done. Cinematography, not only in the musical numbers but in this film in general, is fantastic. The musical numbers themselves are choreographed amazingly. Wicked is a shoo-in for Best Musical of 2024. Next, we have the nominations for Most Disappointing Film. The nominations for Most Disappointing Film are Kung Fu Panda 4, Imaginary, The Garfield Movie, Despicable Me 4, Saving Bikini Bottom the Sandy Cheeks Movie, Joker Folie à Deux, Carved, Venom the Last Dance, Moana 2, and the unfortunate winner is Joker Folie à Deux.
I got the sneaking suspicion that we're not giving the people what they want.
It's okay, baby. Let's give the people what they want.
Joker Folie à Deux is one of the biggest fumbles I've seen in a while. There were many directions this film could have gone in, but this film definitely went in a direction that led right back to where the film began. Nothing really happens in this sequel to a great film. The characters are the same, nothing evolves. It pretty much undoes everything the first film accomplished, and just keeps going. Replay the line from the trailer.
I got the sneaking suspicion that we're not giving the people what they want.
Joker, you are very correct. You did not give the audience what they wanted. You gave them not just a bad film, but a bad sequel to a great film. And the cherry on top, turning Joker into a musical. Not to say a musical in this sort of story couldn't work, but it definitely doesn't here. Joker Folie à Deux is a shoo-in for Most Disappointing Film of 2024. Next are the nominations for Best Series. The nominations for Best Series are Ted, The Lord of the Rings of Power Season 2, The Penguin, and the winner is The Penguin.
Whoever controls the drug business controls the streets. I'll be running the whole damn trade.
I got ambition. I can help you.
Hey! Feel alive, Vic, huh? Feel your heart beating?
This city is meant to be yours, sweetheart. What are you gonna do to get it?
Trust me. It's just the beginning.
So far, the Batman epic crime saga is believed to be one of the best comic book franchises, period. The Penguin hinges on its incredibly well-written characters. The characters in the series, good and bad, are all so compelling and even conflicting. This takes the character of the Penguin, which was enjoyable in the Batman, and elevates his character to amazing heights. This series gives us a further and great look at the Batman epic crime saga universe. This series is emotional, entertaining, and will have you eager to move on to the next episode. All of which without even having a second of Batman. The Penguin is a shoo-in for Best Series of 2024. Next for the nominations for Best Computer-Generated Effects. The nominations for Best Computer-Generated Effects are Dune Part 2, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, Godzilla x Kong The New Empire, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, If, A Quiet Place Day 1, Twisters, Alien Romulus, Wicked, Gladiator 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and the winner is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Together, you will die.
No. Together. Strong.
In a day and age where a lot of computer effects don't look the greatest, we can always rely on Planet of the Apes for having state-of-the-art effects. In this case, Kingdom continues the newer movies tradition of having the best computer-generated effects. Weta truly hit it out of the park with this one. We of course have the motion capture, which looks glorious, but don't forget about the rest of this film's amazing effects. The landscapes, water, explosions, everything in between, and of course the apes themselves look fantastic in this film. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is a shoo-in for Best Computer-Generated Effects of 2024. Next we have the nominations for Best Practical Effects. The nominations for Best Practical Effects are Imaginary, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, The Fall Guy, Alien Romulus, Beetlejuice, Werewolves. And the winner is Beetlejuice.
Spill your guts. Who wants to go first? All right, I will. See, I'm willing to do the work.
Spread after like it's so random.
You're that thing from my dream.
Really more nightmare material.
Confronting the unknown, conquering your fears. There's nothing harder.
What the f?
The entirety of Hollywood should take notes from this movie. You don't have to have an insane budget, and you don't need groundbreaking effects. Sometimes good old-fashioned effects that were even used back in the 80s are plenty enough. Not only do the effects work in the film's favor, the effects themselves are done extremely well. Stop motion, makeup, and a great mixture of computer effects and practical effects that complement each other swimmingly. The effects in Beetlejuice may be old school, but sometimes taking back to those old school ways is just what's needed. Beetlejuice, and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes have shown they have taken the proper care, time, and patience. Effects in film, computer or practical, can still be spectacular. Next, we have finally reached the nominations for Best Film of 2024. The nominations for Best Film are Dune Part 2, The First Omen, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Furiosa Mad Max Saga, Inside Out 2, A Quiet Place Day 1, Alien Romulus, Beetlejuice, The Wild Robot, Saturday Night, Here, Wicked, Gladiator 2, The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim, and the winner is Dune Part 2.
I will love you as long as I breathe.
This prophecy is how they enslave us!
It's not a prophecy. It's a story.
I don't care what you believe. I believe.
I am Paul Muad'Dib Atreides, Duke of Arrakis!
He who can destroy a thing has the real control of it.
Dune Part 2 was pretty much incredible, in every which way you cut it. The acting, cinematography, action, emotional moments, effects, and everything in between. Dune Part 2 is a truly incredible film that for years was thought impossible to adapt into a film. But everybody who worked on this film did it against all odds. There are moments in this film that will go down in film history as some of the most amazing, spectacular, most memorable moments of all time. Dune Part 2 is the clear winner for the best film of 2024. It is joined alongside Puss in Boots: The Last Wish and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And before we conclude, a quick cameo from Wolverine. Your film won multiple awards, Wolverine. Let's get some honorable mentions. The films that were nominated but didn't win any awards. The First Omen, A Quiet Place Day 1, Argyle, Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire, hey Wolverine, The Fall Guy, Saturday Night, she likes how this feels, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Here, Gladiator 2, The Lord of the Rings: The War of the Rohirrim, Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire, Twisters, Werewolves, Inside Out 2, If, Ted, The Lord of the Rings: The Rings of Power Season 2. And some not honorable mentions, but mentions nonetheless. I love you too. Kung Fu Panda 4, Imaginary, The Garfield Movie, Despicable Me 4, Saving Bikini Bottom: The Sandy Cheeks Movie, Carved, Then The Last Dance, Moana 2. 2024 was an interesting year for films. Some good, some bad, but overall, interesting. Next year's looking to be a packed year, and we'll see which films rise and which films fall. Thank you all for tuning into the show. I hope you enjoyed. And what were your favorite and least favorite films from this year? But I guess for now, bye-bye, Scaron Thacker.